Hey everybody, Jonathan Doucette here at St.Albert Dodge. Very exciting trade-in today. 2021 Ram 1500 Rebel. This one is absolutely loaded right up. Super fresh, as you say. It's got the new windshield, which is on order. PPF on the front. Previous owner did the first little bit. The Ram, rest of the bumper doesn't need it. It's a steel bumper, powder coated. So you can see the beautiful Rebel front end. Tow hooks down there. Do have a camera up here, so that's part of the advanced safety group, but it's got a 360 bird's eye view camera. We'll talk about that when we get inside a little further. Do have Goodyear Wrangler tires, great from the factory, great off-road tire. We do a lot of those aftermarket for customers that buy, normal Ram 1500, and then they'll have those added on. Fixed side steps kind of act as a little bit like a rock rail as well too, so you don't have to worry about pebbles and stones coming up and hitting, or less likely to come up and hit this area on your truck. Do have Ram Rebel graphics package as well too, so people know that you're driving a Rebel. Wheel liners, so definitely on the gravel roads it's gonna be a lot quieter because you won't have that tinging of rocks flinging up and hitting the inside of your box. So get the rear wheelhouse liners. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. Automatic tailgate release, spray and bed liner. Does have the hard trifold cover as well too. And then you have your cargo management system. So there's cleats in here that you can slide back and forth to adjust, so you don't have to rely on these guys for bunging something down. Very, very handy, especially if your cargo is taking up most of your bed. It can be hard to get access to those little cleats down there, so having them up a little higher makes life a lot easier. Easy open, easy close tailgate. It has a spring inside that won't allow it to slam down. Backup camera, so if you have a trailer you're hooking up with your hitch, you have your normal backup, then you can actually zoom in so you can get a real good shot of the ball in order to line it up. Let's take a look at the back seat and go from there. So being a Rebel, it's a beautiful premium interior. Heated seats in the back on the outside, not up front, just kidding, they're up front too. But you can put 3 car seats. That was a bad joke, I'm sorry. But three car seats back here. Do have your cup holders. What's new about this generation of Ram starting in 2019 is they went to a new cab, is they have a completely flat floor. So the old generation used to have a hump back here. You'd flip up these, and you'd have to fold out another tray to kind of give you some flat storage, at least they're trying. But having this back here gives you big flat storage. Still have your Ram bins, so accessory bins that you can, I like them in my truck to keep tie straps and bungee cords. Got to tie something down with those bed rails I was just talking about. Bring the whole box out, tie it down, not having to run back and forth, or if you get lazy, put your tie straps away in 2 or 3 pieces and they're on a big ball, take it all with you, much easier. And then they give you this fold out tray. A lot of manufacturers will charge you for the tray underneath, so having this, being able to flip out, give you that extra storage if you need it. Does not interfere with your feet, so very handy. And there's a little bit of storage up there. 120 volt inverter. Fast charging phones really benefit from this. You can charge a million times faster. And then if you have a cooler or something, anything 120 volt, but really handy with electric coolers. Put this down here, plug it in on a long road trip, and it's gonna be able to get the power it needs. So it's 115 volt, 400 watts. There's a plug-in up front, so it'll be 400 watts over the one circuit, so you can do 200 watts in each plug, or 300 and then 100, that kind of a thing. USB Type 2 and then USB-Cs. So they, very, very handy. Cup holders there, so tons of cup holders. Watch your phone. Cup holders up here, doors, and then up here as well too. Very handy. Let's take a look up front. So up front, push button ignition, foot on the brake, fire it up, and then it'll start right up. So as long as the key's in your pocket, that'll be handy. Automatic up and down front drivers and passenger window. I could probably make a 30-minute video. I'm going to try to sum it up in a couple minutes. So if you want more info, give me a shout and I can review everything with you. But automatic high beams, so as long as it's an auto, they'll be automatically on. So, nighttime it'll click on high, and then cars come in, it'll turn down a regular. Advanced safety group, part of the features are adaptive cruise control. So you have your normal cruise control on here, and then adaptive, so ACC, adaptive cruise control. Have that on, doing 100, someone's doing 80, it'll, Dodge, and it'll knock you down to 100, make sure you don't run into them, and then pull back out, it'll speed you back up to 100, or if they speed up to 90, it'll go to 90, and that kind of a thing. Also forward collision assistance, so if you're going to run into somebody or run into something, it'll beep and let you know, and kind of pump your brakes. You can engage that in here, go over that in orientation. lane departure. So if you're driving, you drift out of your lane, it'll kind of like keep you right, knock you back in. So blind spot monitoring, little amber lights light up in the triangle in the mirror if someone's in your blind spot. If you start to merge, you can have a feature engaged that if you start to merge, it'll chime at you to let you know. Also, too, it projects to the trailer. So if you're towing up to a 36-foot trailer and someone's in your blind spot, it'll illuminate. I find it handy when I'm towing that I know that I'm clear the car if I'm passing somebody or merging in traffic. I know that I'm clear when the blind spot goes off. Always double check, but then it's a good indicator that you're good to go. 4x4 auto, so always working if you have in 4 auto. You're driving in a parking lot, you're making a sharp turn. It's not going to get that chug, 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 chug in the wintertime if you're in 4 high. Also, too, it just always works. It seamlessly works that, you had a red light, foot off the brake, put the gas, you're not spinning until you gain traction. If you're in 2-wheel drive, it'll just go. Tech pack, you have your heads-up display. So right now I'm looking at the speed limit says 0 because we're on the road. It says what your speed is, and then your adaptive cruise control, how far you can adjust it there. And then you can also get your GPS coordinates on there as well too if you're using the RAM GPS. Pretty cool. Definitely an upgraded feature. It's like a fighter jet. Here too you have your rear view mirror. So there's a camera in the third brake light. Kind of looks over everything. Very handy. Get used to that. If you don't like that or there's not something blocking your camera, you can turn that in and get your normal rear view mirror as well too. Very cool. Panel roof. Open that all the way up, so beautiful in this, especially an overcast day. Let lots of light in here, and even a sunny day, stars looking up. Kids love it. Touchscreen. There's so much to go over. Again, like I say, I don't want to sound like I'm rushing, but if you've made it this far in the video, I do appreciate you checking out the video. A million customizations. Being a Rebel, you get the off-road group. While that's loading, you have your axle lock and hill descent control. So axle lock will lock your rear tires together so that one tire doesn't spin faster than the other. It really helps getting out of mud or tight spaces. And then hill descent control, if you're in 4 low, instead of riding your brakes going down a hill 4, 5, 6 kilometers an hour, it'll keep you at a constant speed. Transfer case, so it'll let you know. So we'll go over to 4 auto, it'll change over here, so you kind of like see where you're at. Accessory gauges, you can bring that up on your dash as well, but shows you coolant temperature, that kind of a thing. Pitch and roll, especially handy if you're going up on a bank or something like that, if you're doing some off-roading. And forward-facing camera. I had this on a truck. I've got what I really found handy is if I'm going camping someplace like Abraham Lake. There's a spot that you go straight downhill, and then you're up, and then with the height of the vehicles, you're kind of like coming up over this hill, and you want to see if there's a boulder or it's washed out or a log laying in there before it's too late, especially if you're coming down. So that forward-facing camera is very handy to see kind of the trail ahead. There's a few ways to enable that, so we can talk about that, but it gives you your GPS coordinates and your altitude as well too, if you might find that interesting. Siriusxm Guardian up here, so SOS Assist. It's a subscription-based service. Have an assistant for roadside assistance. Push that button, it'll bring you there, connect you to the call center, and then SOS as well too. So if you're in an accident or see an accident or need help, anyway, push that, it'll connect you, and they'll use your GPS coordinates so you don't have to try and figure out where you are, especially if you're on a highway. And I'll show you the 360 camera real quick if I can find it. There we go. So bird's eye view all the way around. Of course, a good shot here. You get your heated seats and heated steering wheel as well too. And then you can focus in on just the rear, just the front. Back to the 360 camera, and then there's the backup camera. Mentioned earlier in the video, there's your hitch ball zoom, so you can zoom right in. Very handy. No more getting in fights with the wife or whoever trying to hook up a trailer. I won't demonstrate it, but it'll also park itself too. So you have a parking sense here. So turn that on. It'll tell you that you're in a good spot to back up, and then you just use your throttle and you brake to back into a parking spot or parallel park it. Super cool. I've never tried it, but it is there if you do want some help with that. Lots of storage compartments, tons of little nooks and crannies, Easter eggs, wireless charging for your phone. Didn't even mention Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Project your apps on your screen once you plug in. Very cool. Tons of stuff to go over. Frankly, we could memory seats, adjustable pedals, telescopic tilt steering, garage door. I mean, #1 luxury vehicle in 2020 by Cars.com. Truck of the year 2019, 2020, and then 2020 was a heavy duty, which is the same interior. and then 2021 with a TRX. So 3 years in a row, essentially the same truck as run Truck of the Year and Motor Trend. So much to go over. Yeah, love to have you come down, take a look, get a full detailed walk around. If you want more info, we can do it remotely too, do a live stream on Facebook, that kind of a thing. Yeah, my cell phone number is 780-952-3018. We'll talk to you soon.